Hey, it's Eli Owens from the Alcoa football team, and you're listening to the No Playbook podcast. One last
Okay.
time. Here we go.
Okay.
Hey, it's Eli Owens from the Alcoa football team, and you're listening to the No Playbook podcast.
Nailed it. Yeah. Hey, it's the No Playbook Podcast brought to you by D1 Training. I'm Casey, and on the show, we interview the coaches, players, and experts that help to make sports and fitness such an important part of life here in East Tennessee. You know, I interview lots of outstanding high school players from this area that all have a really bright future in sports. No question about that. But most of them, because it's their first real interview that they've ever done, a lot of these kids, it can kind of take a little bit of coaching and some patience to kind of, get the best possible content from these kids that aren't very experienced in doing these interviews quite yet. That was not the case for today's episode. Eli Owens, a rising junior at Alcoa High School, he's already got a long list of major Power 5 offers. He's also incredibly polished, too. This guy, he's sharp, funny, obviously very talented. So this came out even better than I had ever even hoped. Eli works out with Devin at D1 Hardin Valley, but there's actually a new D1 facility going up in Blount County. So any of the Alcoa and Maryville folks listen to this episode, you can go ahead and get excited because that one should be up and going by the end of this year. Let's go ahead and get to it. There's Eli Owens on No Playbook. What's the sweatshirt you got on?
Michigan. Do I need to go change real quick?
No. I was just I hadn't seen. I guess that's a Wolverine.
Yeah, I got it last time I was up there.
Okay. I was just looking at your list of offers, dude. Like, and I'm sure I'm missing some, but I got Alabama, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Michigan State, Michigan, Tennessee, Mississippi State, Louisville. It goes on and on.
Yeah, those are some of the bigger ones. Yeah.
Are those the ones that you're like picturing? I mean, if somebody like I don't know, Tulane comes calling, and I think they did, but you've also got an Ohio State on the line. Does a Tulane stand a chance, or is it just the big guys?
Um, I mean, I will say I've got about five schools that I'm really going to start focusing deep into. And one of those schools is a smaller school, but that's, just because of the relationship I've made with that coach and that coaching staff. I know like I could go there and perform just as well, maybe even better than some of the, bigger schools, not, just based on name, but what I can do to get myself to the NFL.
Yeah. And another thing that you got all these as a sophomore in high school. I mean, sophomore in high school for me, buddy. I mean, I was just trying to, you know, get a girlfriend and my driver's license. And that was all I was focused on.
No, I mean it's definitely been cool. It's been great. I'm glad to be able to have experienced this, but the biggest thing is not falling off. Like, I don't want to be the kid who blows up super early and then, by the time he's a junior or senior, he's not racking in, the offers he used to get, or, he's just not the same player he was because he's not been able to develop and get better and do things of that nature.
So how do you do it? How do you stay up on things and keep improving, I guess?
Um, you know, I I'd probably say it just has to be a mindset type thing. Um, you got to understand that there are always people working. There are always people that are going to be working when you're not, and they're going to try and be better than you. So if you try and be better than them, it's like a cycle, and that just keeps you to striving. It keeps you striving to be better.
Yeah. But also, and I hope you're cool. We're already recording. We just kind of rolled right into it.
All
Um,
good.
so I mean, at your age, like you're still probably growing. So I know right now you're playing tight end. Like, is there any thought, that you could become? I don't know. One of the thoughts I had while watching some of your videos was I was remembering Lane Johnson, offensive tackle, super athletic guy, but he's turned out to be a phenomenal, left tackle in the league. Is there any thought to position changing, or you're just like, I want to be a Travis Kelce?
Um, No, I mean, I'll play whatever gets me on the field, with right now being 6'2", I don't think I'll be, 6'6" like Lane Johnson is, but I'm hoping if I can get up to, 6'4" and still, stay 240-ish, still be that tight end space. Or if I get to college and they like, I shoot up to 6'6", and they tell me to put the weight on me to become a tackle. Okay, if it gets me on the field, I really could care less. So
Yeah. I mean, left tackles are paid well too.
ain't that the truth?
That's for sure. So, how do you manage all of this going on and still be a student and focus on your like high school team and season?
Um, you know, I would probably say just like the down periods, that the NCAA requires is, very helpful. Right now, down period up until September, being able to really, dive in and focus on that. And plus, not getting caught up in, the big like attraction, I guess, that is, the world of recruiting in college football and understanding that you've got to perform on the high school level just to play college football. So, being able to stay grounded in that whole aspect is really probably what I'd say has been able to keep me from not diving headfirst into everything.
Yeah. And luckily, you're a part of a program that's, I mean, granted, your program is second best in Blount County, but I'm a Maryville guy, so I've got to throw that in.
Second best is
But but
I mean,
you're part of a great program's winning state championships. You guys beat Maryville last year, so I'm just I know that's something like, was that a huge moment beating Maryville and the Rebels and then winning another state last year?
yeah, I mean it definitely is. Around here, like we schedule our season through 15 games, like winning, 8 in a row, it kind of becomes, it becomes accustomed to playing in state every year, and I mean we're grateful every year for the opportunity to play in state, but like the number one thing on our board every year isn't win state, it's beat Maryville, because just bragging rights across town. I know like I can go up to my Maryville friends and I know whatever they say to me doesn't matter anymore because we beat you. Um, and I'd probably say it's like that for every sport, like especially in basketball. Like last year, they beat us the first time over at Maryville, and they're just talking the talk all the way until we play them again, and then we beat them by like 20 at home. So we've got all of next year and beyond to talk to them about it. And then just I'd probably say the atmosphere that comes with it. You got 20,000 people showing up to a high school football game. It's unreal.
It is insane. And I live like two, shakes of a lamb's tail away from Maryville Stadium.
Mm.
So we hear the band and everything. So I love Friday nights in the fall just because it's a cool atmosphere.
I mean, it's a lot cooler over here, but I mean, Maryville's okay.
Yeah. Now what about as a younger kid? Did you grow up in Alcoa?
No, actually, I was at Maryville until sixth grade. But I played at Greenback when I first started playing football, and then I played at Alcoa, and then um, going into like Pee Wee ball, we moved over to Maryville. But I had been going to like John Sevier, Coulter Grove at that point since I started kindergarten. Um, so we made the jump over to Maryville. I played at Maryville for 3 years, and then when I got to sixth grade, my mom graduated high school at Alcoa, and my family we're all Alcoa. Like I wouldn't say we breathe Alcoa in my family, but we've got William Blount graduates, South Dole graduates, but we're all really Alcoa centric. And I knew I was always going to go to Alcoa. It was just at the time I couldn't get in as a tuition student, so I had to go to Maryville, which is where we were living. And sixth grade opened up, house opened up, we finally got to move.
So did you go to elementary school in Maryville?
Yeah, I went to Johnson River.
John, okay. My wife teaches at Foothills.
Ah,
I love moments when I find like a kid that's successful and in sports and like, you had Miss Beeman. That's always fun. But did you play other sports as a kid or did you always just focus on football?
no, I mean I was a big football, baseball, basketball guy. Playing football for the whatever the rec team was, travel baseball and then school basketball when I could. But growing up, I'd probably say I was always a baseball guy. Till about like fifth or sixth grade. I started putting on some extra lineman weight, and I was like, I don't want to be fat anymore. So I told my mom I want to play AAU basketball. So I played AAU basketball from fifth grade to eighth grade, and then just high school ball, because that's, eighth grade is probably when people started telling me I could really do something at football. So I stopped playing AAU ball in ninth grade and really started diving in football.
Got it. Got it. Now, I've seen you here at D1 working out. What does any other training look like for you, kind of off the field? Really what I'm curious about, I guess, Eli, is your specific goals. Like when you come to a place like D1, are you like, I'm really wanting to get faster or, a better jump or whatever? Is there a specific goal that you are trying to reach?
Yeah, no, and I feel like Devin's played a huge part with all that. I remember when I came to him back in January, our big thing was I need to get faster. I need to work on my 40. So, we spent like 10 weeks really just diving in on my 40, getting me faster, getting me faster, getting me faster. And then, I get injured. And then that changes from really diving in on speed to getting, strength, getting prepared for the next season. And, we've probably been working on that for a month and a half, maybe. And I've probably seen my bench go up 20 pounds, just unreal numbers. I have to give Devin all the thanks for that stuff.
Curious, are you in the the Knoxville Classic 7-on-7 this weekend?
Um, so we did pool play yesterday, but we're not doing bracket play today, because we've had practice all week. We start school next week, really just give us a day off to really hold on.
It's okay.
All right.
There it is.
Really just give us, a day off before, we jump into school next week, and, we start pads on Monday, just trying to make sure we get as much rest as we can.
Okay. So we did an event at Dick's House of Sport this week where some of the teams sent somebody just to do, we ran a speed challenge. It was actually a 20-yard dash. We did a broad jump, bench press, and a quarterback challenge. And that was pretty fun to see all those guys. Powell won that challenge, but we had I had some impressive numbers. I don't know if you know Steven Souls from Powell.
Yeah.
He jumped. It was like a 127 broad jump. Yeah, it was. He almost passed our measuring tape that we had out there. There was a kid from Clinton, big lineman. We had 185 on the bar, and he did 32 reps. So we had some good performances out there. It was a fun time, and I was like, I'd love to see Eli out here.
No, we were at practice because the teachers have already started school, so we have to go like at our normal 3:45 after school slot. So
yeah. Now you mentioned whatever can get you to the league. Is that your laser focus? Is you want to play NFL ball?
yeah, it has been since I was like 6 years old. I used to watch my uncle's high school football games back then, and when you're that young, you don't really know everything yet. You just want to be like the people you watch. So I used to think that was the NFL. And I remember asking my grandmother why, my uncle never played on Sundays, and just seeing that, I knew that's what I wanted to do. And nobody really believed me until about like seventh, eighth grade, and they really started thinking, hey, he might be pretty decent at this. So
yeah. It's funny being in Alcoa. I remember a story. I was with my kids. I was at a birthday party many years ago, and I met this lady, and she was with one of her kids, and she said, I think it was her brother-in-law, and she was telling me something. We were talking about football, and she mentioned her brother playing. I said, who's your brother-in-law? And she acted like I wouldn't know him. She said, I don't know if you ever heard him. His name's Randall. Like Randall Cobb. Yeah, heard of him. But it was I think it was her sister-in-law at the time, but it was just kind of funny, like nonchalant, just there's we're talking with Randall Cobb's sister-in-law. At the time he was, playing with the Packers and just lighting the world on fire. So you guys have some great talent and big shoes to fill.
Yeah, it's a lot like that over here. You know, one thing I will say is like everybody out here is related, you know, in one shape, way, or form, everybody's related. So, you know, we all have that sense of family and togetherness, you know. So it's like you could be meeting somebody for the first time and you guys could be first cousins and not know it.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's going to inspire some weird Tennessee jokes. So let me ask you this: who's your favorite tight end, Eli, be it college or the league?
Oh, college or the league? Huh. See, I don't know because you know, with me being a shorter guy, you know, I'm inclined to say people like Irv Smith. Um, you know, there's one shorter tight end that I'm thinking of that I can't say. But then you know, like the people I just love watching on a week to week basis, it's you know your George Kittles, your Travis Kelsey's, your Darren Wallers, you know your obvious picks. But you know, I really like your more sound like guys that you don't know or nobody really talks about, like your Kyle Juszczyks, your CJ Hams, your Alec Ingold, your more fullback centered guys that you know really aren't on the line as much as a standard tight end would be.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's going over my head. I'm missing what's the joke? Who is the shorter one you can't say?
Aaron Hernandez.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, he was listed at 6'1", so.
Yeah, so I was actually racking my brain. I was like, was there a Maryville? Is there a Maryville tight end? Like, is he talking about Aaron Douglas? I don't know what it is. No. So
Aaron Douglas is a name I haven't heard in a while.
yeah, I mean he was phenomenal. When he played tight end in high school, it was kind of not fair. They were able to just kind of throw it up and nobody could stop him.
Oh no, I remember.
Yeah.
No, I definitely remember being young watching. I think he had 3 touchdowns against Alcoa one year.
Oh
Something we're
yeah.
like something ridiculous. It was like one of the years where y'all just absolutely mauled us.
Hmm. My brother-in-law
But
was a receiver on that team. What about off the field? No, not football, not school, just hobbies that you've got around town, just being a kid.
not many, you know. I like, you know, I tell you, I'm always working out. You know, that's just what I enjoy doing. You know, I play video games sometimes. I can't tell you I'm very good at them, but you know, I play them. And then just, you know, chilling out at the pool. You know, friends invite you over after practice. They got a pool. You chill out there for a couple hours, head home. But like, I wouldn't really say there's one like real hobby I have. You know.
Yeah. That's cool, but still, that time at the pool and just hanging out, playing a video game here or there, like stuff like that, just to keep you a kid. I think that's important.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. You know, and it really like it's cool to be able to, you know, disassociate from like the business aspect of myself and, you know, being a recruit and having to, you know, sell myself to all these different programs and talk to all these different, you know, reporters and just that whole thing. You know, I get to forget about football for a couple hours and go be a kid.
Yeah, that's great. Now, when you are working out, what's your favorite workout exercise?
I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't say it's the workout itself as much as it is the feeling, you know, after you're done, you know, the pump, just like a good pump. Cause you know, I'm like a when I work out, I try and get every like I'm an upper body, lower body guy, not like a bis and tries, you know, I'm not a singular muscle group type of guy. So, you know, just like an overall pump and feeling after I'm done with the workout is really like why I do it. I just, you know, I like that
Yeah.
feeling of being tired almost. It feels like I've accomplished something.
No, I know what you're talking about. I kind of like it when you wake up a little sore the next morning.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it
That's
feels like you did something the day before.
yeah, yeah. Now, this is one I'm asking everybody now. Give me a one of your favorite sports memories, and it could be even as a spectator or on the field.
Mm. Um, Favorite sports memories. Ah, the Alcoa Maryville game 2018 was a good one. Um, you know, I remember my first Tennessee game I ever went to. It was Buffalo in 2011. It was like a 41-7 win. You know, it was like a 12 o'clock kickoff. My first Tennessee game ever. That's a good one. And then probably my first Titans game would be up there too. I was 10 years old. They were playing the 0-17 Browns. You know, we just barely won Marcus Mariota's rookie years. It was great.
Yeah. Is that your team, the Titans?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's great. That's great. And I think it's cool to have a team and follow them and show some love. I've been a diehard Panthers fan since the day they started. I grew up in North Carolina, and it's just nice. So many football players don't have a team just because they're watching so much, but I think that's cool to, have a team that you get some passion behind. Um, All right, man. Well, Eli Owens, thank you so much. We wish you the best of luck, and don't forget to come signing day, sign with Tennessee Vols.
Of
Just kidding. All right, man. Thank you so much.
course.